If you're looking at implementing a carbon filter for your water purification needs in a cannabis production, this DeBacco University video will give you some details and information about what that filter does well and what that filter does not do well. All right, let's look at carbon filtration of water for cannabis production. Well, first off, a two-stage carbon filtration here. Carbon filtration can reduce or remove chemicals and heavy metals. Using a two-stage carbon filtration system, we'll commonly use a coconut shell granular activated carbon filter, typically abbreviated GAC. And that coconut shell is catalytically granular with activated carbon. We can see here a very high capacity to remove contaminants. This two-step method removes the widest variety of chemicals and other heavy metals, offering the grower the greatest amount of filtration of that water before it gets to the plants. However, it's important to understand what carbon filters do and do not remove. So carbon filters are effective at removing chlorine, volatile organic compounds, typically abbreviated VOCs, sediments, as well as odor. However, they are not very effective at removing minerals like magnesium and iron. So keep this in mind that your first step of any quality filtration process is to identify what items or what materials you're seeking to remove. Once that is identified, then you can go back and find out what best filter would be utilized to remove those particular contaminants. Now, the reason why we're looking at this kind of carbon filtration here, what it looks like, this is why they're typically in this shape, is the water comes in to the outside and it passes its way through that filter as it gets to the middle. When it gets to the middle, then it will go up through and then out to the plants there. And again, effective chlorine, taste, odors, organics, very effective at that. Not so effective at magnesium and iron, and a couple other things as well. Now, filter combinations, so carbon filters are utilized in a lot of different other filtration methods. Sediment and carbon filter combination here, because the goal is to provide the best of both worlds. Also, the sediment prefilter can help extend the life of a carbon filter, which is why they are commonly found together. So even though the carbon filter might be taking a lot of things out, as we saw earlier with that very fine particulate, if there's sediment in the water system, it can clog this filter up quite readily. So having a sediment filter will ensure clean water, clean in the sense it does not have sediment in it, will pass to the carbon, allowing the carbon filter to be able to work more effectively at removing some of those compounds that I mentioned here and extending its life due to its high surface area. So it's often seen in combination, offering the grower the benefit of both worlds.